good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 53 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere. He's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
How about that for defense? Every hole plugged up. Can't run it inside, can't bounce it outside. That sets up 4th and goal from the 2. Right now, advantage defense.
And his kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try to apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And right side, Henry's got it. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot!
They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Escaping, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They'll start the drive with Drake. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll look to throw here. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. DeForest Buckner in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Flush. And a big loss here as he's taken down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Alex Okafor in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the pressure gets to him again.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They're going to look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not in a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch it now, Barney!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Stills the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Gun!
They'll look to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. A low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Hey! 4 down! Detroit! Over! Pass!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side. Williams. He got 29 yards that time. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. The intended receiver there, Allen. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Detroit! Gun! Get him! Detroit!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Caught left side, Williams. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll drop to throw. Going underneath for Gordon. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
Eat.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. He'll look to throw. This is Gordon on the dump off. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play. And
that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Black 99 Philly, here we go. Gun!
They'll set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
So now here come the Dolphins. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And this one is incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well. So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The Chargers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick here is good. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Danny Amendola on the return. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third. Will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, Are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. He dumps it off to Drake. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. They run it here with Gordon. It's a 1st down and more for Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
From the 10-yard line, here's 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. In for the score. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a handoff for Drake. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Now let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And now look at him go. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now back to throw. That's caught at the 3. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jordan Phillips busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And this Charger offense is running away with this one.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Man open left side, it's Williams. And now the juke. There he goes left side. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the interception by the Chargers D leads to a touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw here. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. It's a short. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They're going to look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
They go play action here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Detroit!
They'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Dolphins on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He'll drop to throw. Complete. This is Albert Wilson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 19 on 3rd and 18, and that'll move the chains. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves. But they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead, and unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College? High school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. And he is not going to make it to the end zone. And that's pretty reflective of their game as a whole, as they'll remain down by a bundle. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Another toe for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following two negative plays. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is indeed good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this.
I got so much beef, I could barely sleep.